Hey, what's up, guys?
What?
It's BLTdAXn here from ETR Gamer, and with me is...
TBZ, also from ETR Gamer. What's up, guys?
Yeah, if you haven't seen the first video, check it out. We're just casting some 2v2 games we played tonight, and this is the second one, so you don't want to miss out on the first one, and I won't spoil it until I give you a few seconds to watch it.
Yep, so this is game 2 in our 2v2 games, and in the bottom, I guess middle bottom, we have Damien, the enemy Protoss, and on the left side of the enemy team we have Legolas, which is the purple Terran. Same as previous game in terms of matchup. And I, TBZ, I'm Zerg in the top right, and in the other top position is BLTdAXn, the red Protoss.
Yep, and as you can see, this is the same map, so this, yeah, I don't know, maybe it'll be the same, maybe a little different, we'll find out. I actually think,
Yes.
I don't know, would you agree that these seemed a little bit better than those first players?
These guys are, well, already I can see that even with that early probe scout that they're probably going to be a tougher team, and also considering the fact that we saw in the last game a lot of that resource kind of hanging minerals and hanging gas we found was pretty silly from the enemy team. So we'll see how these guys go, but my synopsis was during the game that they were pretty good considering the last guys we played weren't
And here we
yeah,
have TBZ, he went for his 14, pull 14 gas. His expansion was blocked, and he didn't want to really try fighting over that. So here he goes fighting. He's blocking my expansion as well now. During the game, I said, "Alright, your expansion's blocked. You can grab mine if you want." But Damien had that covered.
Yeah, see, that's what kind of tips us off, is these guys not being they just seem pretty good compared to the others. So yep, as you can see, first and second expansion blocked off, and I haven't even gone for the expand yet, but I will find out soon enough that they are blocked off. So
and as we can see, they decided to wall off their front, which is, we sort of assumed they must be going for a really fast expansion, although this Terran player did have a gas. It could have been some kind of Marauder concussive shell expand or something. We're not really sure what to expect, and the Protoss without the gas, you definitely expect that to be some kind of fast expansion. Although he has his cybernetics core on the way, he's going to need some gas soon anyway.
yeah, which is quite interesting actually. He would have had his gas on the way, wouldn't he? Have not BLTdAXn. I mean, as you can see,
Yeah.
you've got both gases already down.
Yeah, I don't see any reason that you wouldn't get that up, just because
He's
the
only
warp
just
gate
getting
is-
them now, so it's quite late.
Yeah, I guess maybe he just realised now, so he got the double gas to try and get it a bit quicker so it doesn't delay his warp gate too much. And as we
Yep.
can see, they're starting to bunker up the fronts. They definitely wanted to be safe against any sort of early pressure, whatever. As you can see, they denied our expansion, so the sort of first thing they'd be expecting us to do is go straight in an all-room or something off one base.
Well, exactly, but as you can see, I'm taking down this pylon, and I'm going to go ahead and, not to their knowledge, but pop down my expand. And reason being, clearly because they have just walled off, and we're expecting them to be going for expand and just expecting no attacks. So the way we see it is we may as well chuck down our bases as well and macro up ourselves. And you don't want to be against a... well, you don't want to have one base and a late expansion against a macroed up Protoss and Terran. It's not going to be working quite well for you. So,
Yeah, no,
but
especially
you can
as
see
you
they're
always
putting down a second bunker, so we won't be seeing any early pressure. And we'll see if we can do some ourselves. I've got a few lings out at this point, and we'll see what we can do. Once again, Overlord spread out quite well in the crater there. That's one of the most, on this map in particular, Molten Crater, you do definitely want to have an Overlord just down there. It's right where they exit their base,
Yeah.
and it's very, very well placed, and
Gives you
don't
some
to
really
sound
good
arrogant
vision
or
down
anything,
there.
but yeah, it gives you good vision.
Here we can see they don't yet have enough Marines to fill 2 bunkers, but they got 2 going anyway. And here I wasn't sure which I should be attacking. I decided to attack the gateway just because that couldn't be repaired. If I could get through the shields, then I could start doing some real damage to it. But what we were thinking now is that we saw there were 2 bunkers up, so we thought, well, either we try and bust it if they've gone for this expansion, because we could see all they had here was 2 sentries really, and behind this we sort of macro it up. So I chucked up 3 gateways. I think I'm going to get another one soon, and yeah, we really decided we didn't want to do any sort of all in or anything, but we definitely wanted to put some pressure on and just check that they did have those expansions.
Exactly, and it's very important knowledge to have. But as you can see, there's not much he can do about the Stalker there, just poking down at that gateway. He does poke a bit at my Lings, and I lose one because it drifted into the bunker attack, but he can't range that Stalker, so we literally have BLTdAXn's one Stalker there, just taking down the gateway slowly, and as you can see, like we were saying, you cannot repair the Protoss building, which is a very, very important thing to see. And you can also notice that they're beginning to wait for us to attempt a run-in. And hopefully on their part block it off, but we'll see how that goes. As you can see, BLTdAXn's chucked down a couple of pylons for the warpins because we decided to see if we could do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, and as we can see, there's also a Banshee moving off to the side of the map while this is happening. TBZ managed to run some Lings in. That's really good. He can yeah, he tries to pick off some sentries, and he actually scouts and sees that there is no expansion. That was really surprising, actually.
Very, 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 very surprising. I was so surprised. I was kind of wondering what the hell they were up to. I was expecting some serious Banshee play, or then I decided it was a bit too late for that, so I was kind of confused as to what they were doing, which kind of bothered me quite a bit. I was always going through this game thinking, what the hell is going on? And at this point we're thinking, well, there's got to be hidden expansions, and as you can see, there is a Banshee on the way. Like I was saying, Banshee play could have been an option for the Terran play, and you can see he's got two Banshees heading up to the top left near BLTdAXn's base.
And this actually does a lot of damage. I was definitely not prepared for this. We just figured now that it might have been Banshees or DTs or something, so I decided to chuck up my Robo. But even so, we were really not ready for this. I think I lose a lot from this. Let's see if we highlight these, we can see how many kills they get. But yeah, I think I probably react quite late. I was looking somewhere else, yeah. And they're already on 5, 6, 7 kills, maybe 8 kills. And even though I run my army in here, there's not much I can do. I actually lose a lot of that too, just because I'm waiting for this Robo to go up. And just in case he decided to kill the pylon motive, I decided to chuck up a Forge and a Robo at my natural in any case. So we can see they're not moving out across the map now. We have some good vision out the front of their base. So we knew that this was sort of an all-in, that we had these bases going for a long time. We wanted to be able to defend against it no matter what.
Exactly, and yeah, BLTdAXn is sustaining quite a bit of damage. My base, on the other hand, is a lot more easier for me to chuck up a few spores real quickly, and I got extra coins, and it's easy enough for me to defend it, so I'm pretty much protected 100% from these Banshees. And you'll see I've drifted over a few overseas so we can finally take out the Banshee threat.
Yeah, as we can see, those two Banshees, they got 18 kills. That's definitely really good. If we go to the units lost tab, ooh, I've lost 2,000 minerals. That is not a good position to be in. But still, I think we still have the higher income. Yeah, even so, I'm on the highest amount of workers. That's how important it is, just to keep your work building up. And they're just getting their expansions now. Terran guys.
Well, that's the pivotal thing about this. They've done so much damage with just a couple of Banshees, and to capitalize on that, having your base up a lot quicker and having a bigger economy and building up a massive army at this point would be perfect for them. But yeah, for some reason they were kind of delayed on their expansions.
And I decided to be really safe and chuck up a photo cannon just in case. As you can see, TBZ's got 2 overseers, so we definitely didn't want to fall for any of that Banshee hacks again.
Yeah, as you can see just down there in the bottom of my base there's Banshee who attempted to go through there, did not have any sort of success. I denied that quite easily with my spores. Throwing down one at the base and one in like I guess the front of your main, which I now moved because this Banshee's not going to come back, but it's very useful for that in a sense that you don't want your queens getting sniped either, because yeah, they might decide, oh, I don't need to go for workers, and I'll just grab a few queens, and it's really irritating losing those injects and losing that creep spread, which I still haven't begun to do at a higher rate at this point. So
although you have started creeping towards my base, sort of closing
yeah, I'm sorry about that.
And as we can see, I decided to start, we thought we were quite far ahead now and that they were only just getting their expansions up, so I decided to get some tech going, and I was getting my upgrades as well as Colossi, and I think I'm going to start getting Blink fairly soon. Whereas TBZ on the other ground, he's got his Evo chambers, so he wants to get his upgrades too, and yeah, looks like he's working towards that spire.
I have, yep, that's correct. I have my +1 for my Lings ground units, but I do have, because I transitioned into Roaches earlier in the game, I've got my +1 for range and my +1 for carapace going up as well now. Also, I've already got my speed for Roaches, which is just one of those upgrades you just have to have. If you have Roaches, you gotta have the speed. It's just like if you don't have it, it's just all but yeah. But yeah, now starting my creep spread, I should say, and scouting around with a few links to make sure we know what's going on with these expansions, because we were kind of skeptical about it, considering that their naturals were so late. We kind of figured they must have some bases somewhere, and if you go to our view tab, you can see that some of the side bases we haven't scouted out yet, so we were kind of scared of seeing another base up there, but if you go to the everyone tab, you can see that there aren't any, which was very weird indeed. And BLTdAXn chucked down the gold, so...
Oh, yeah. I figured, because TBZ got the gold last game, I decided I wanted it this one, so just went and
fair enough. You killed the rocks, you can have the gold. Anyway, and I'm going to go ahead and take the other base down below my main. But as you can see, they are moving out. They have their Blink Stalkers, a bunch of Sentries and Zealots, and they got a few tanks, Medevacs, and Marine Marauder. So similar build to the previous game for the Terran player, and pretty scary army at this point.
Yeah, definitely. As we can see, they didn't slack off on their upgrades either. Although actually, I thought he must be just about to finish. Oh yeah, there comes the Terran's 1-1. He probably wants to hit with that sort of timing. So as you can see, they're coming up to siege up our bases here, but we've got our armies so spread out, we decided to try and get the flank here.
Exactly, and that is the number one thing we have to focus on at this point, because we see their armies a lot bigger than ours. Well, let's just take a look at supplies. I'm at about the Terran, sorry, is at about 131. I'm at about 141, so I'm actually a bit higher in supply, actually, but I just built a bunch of units to deal with this drop in my base, and as you can see, he's trying to drop up and do damage in my base, but yeah, I mean, the best thing about being a Zerg is you can just drone, build at your bases, and then wait until they're sending in units, and simply build up. And now BLTdAXn does the engage on the behind, or I should say rear of their army, and here I come spewing around from the bottom with some Infestors to do some damage, throw some Infested Terrans, get some Fungals going.
Yeah, and yeah, that's really what helps here. That
huge Fungals. And I lost all those Infestors. Yeah, that's a big loss for me. However, look at the health on his Marines, where BLTdAXn only has Colossus really left, and he can just crush it.
Yeah, definitely.
Even with just Colossus.
Do you want to pause for a sec? I think you might have got ahead a little bit. And here we go, it's getting to the end of the fight. There's just Marines and things left, and I want to try and kill those, or I should be really... Oh, there he comes. So, yeah, I want to try and keep those Colossi alive as long as I can. I don't want to lose that one. That comes down, so that's not very good. But as you can see, oh, they're actually going for a base down here. We didn't actually know that was coming. We were just watching. Yeah, we were looking for them to expand because we thought they must be getting sick of 2 bases soon. And here TBZ moves out with his Roaches.
Exactly, because I did lose my... I only really brought in my Infestors to that fight, and it was only really BLTdAXn versus the 2 of them. Although my Fungals did a lot of damage to help with that, I had my Roaches to come out and do a counterattack, which is what I do. I kind of just spew into their main and do as much damage as I can, take out the front wall they had, and do as much as I can. But I decided to pull out after I guess I get absolutely sandwiched and crushed here, but it wasn't that much of a loss, to be honest, considering the fact that this was my... Cheap. Exactly, they're very cheap, and at my main I've still got more built, and if you look at supplies, we have the Terran at about 103, I myself at about 106, the enemy Protoss is about 90 supplies, so he's the lowest at this point, because BLTdAXn is at 132, rebuilding from its engagement earlier in the game.
And as you can see, I kind of had a tendency to build too many workers, so...
well, yeah, that's you're sitting on about 78 opposed to the other Protoss who's sitting on 52. I haven't even got my 3rd base up yet, so I'm sitting on just under 50 drones, whereas the enemy Terran is sitting about 52 as well. So,
and as we can see, they're just starting to get their gold up now, and that's actually fairly late considering I don't know, the gold in this base isn't that hard to defend compared to some of the others, so it's definitely worth it.
Very, very easy. I was so surprised.
Yeah, you've even got
To
this
well,
watchtower here to sort of look out and see if there's anything coming around to flank you from the side there.
exactly, which is very, very useful. And I mean, this gold is one of the easiest golds to secure in any map. Seriously, it's so funny to see them only just chuck out that gold. Now, only just finishing that up, really, it's pretty poor, to be honest, to see that. But they must have been focusing pretty hard on their push, I'd say. But yeah, huge saturation on our gold by BLTdAXn, and he's chucking up another base in the top there as well. And I'm only just getting this base down in the bottom below my main sorted out, producing a few more infestors now.
We're starting to sort of take over the map, so this is the time that you want to kind of tech up and try and do those counterattacks and things. As we can see, the Terran player is moving around the bottom to do a big drop on TBZ's new base, or into his main. Let's see, but yeah, that is.
I believe he drops at my new base, and I do not have much time to get there and stop it. I mean, stimmed Marauders Marines are just going to crush base. It's simply sniped. We are moving our armies down through the middle to try and deal with this drop, because we are scared of a drop in the main.
Yeah, so I moved down to the bottom to try and take out what I could. And
oh, you did take out one big full.
I think I got another.
Oh, two full medevacs. Jeez, yeah. I didn't know that.
And
it's lovely to see that.
moved up here to try and get the flank.
Defend at the main, and seriously got that covered with a row of Colossus marching in. Oh, that is awesome. Yeah. And yeah, as you can see, they're clearly not going to do any damage with this drop.
Yeah, so I just leave a few stalkers here to try and catch them if they try and run back out, and then we should be fairly safe from that, so we can keep on macroing.
Yeah, see, if you're playing on this map or any map similar to this, you can see what he's done with his medivacs. I know he's going to go for he was attempting to go for a drop in the main, but it's really probably not a good idea to do that in this case, because we can see it's an obvious choice to go for, and he's trapped his medevacs there. He can't really do anything. So yeah, think about that if you're ever doing drops. But my creep spread now is off the rails.
Yeah,
not really, but
two off the rails, starting to cover up my gold base.
I often do take over the map over more where BLTdAXn's building his buildings, and I apologize for that, but sorry. And yeah, one thing we do not know at this point is we've got their gold, and if you do chuck down a camera view on the gold, I'm going to be doing a lot of infestation. Here
we go.
Or, I guess, destruction, and going for those fungals and doing.
Off.
They're going for the photons and doing a bunch load of damage to the drones, and unfortunately tried to chuck out some infested Terran, but I don't really have time to get my infestors out of there. One thing that I did make a huge mistake of then was sending, I think it was, how many, 5 infestors? Was it 5 or 6? No, that's too many. Should have only sent 2 or 3, because as you can see, I didn't need that many fungals to do that much drone damage, so mistake on my part to send too many of them. And now we can see them moving out, and my Roach army getting engaged, trying to corner them, me and BLTdAXn.
Oh yeah, he's coming around the side. So yeah, this is where we try and catch him in the middle, and those Roaches do such a good job of kind of buffering damage. They don't do, you know, the greatest DPS compared to, you know, Hydras, for example, but they're just so good at tanking that, yeah, it's really effective. And again, this game I try and get some storms, but I'm still waiting for the energy, and that's a bit annoying.
Yeah, that is one thing, but as you can see though, we do end up crushing this force.
Oh yeah, those Roaches.
And you can see
so effective.
I'm at about 190 supply, and apparently supply blocked, and BLTdAXn about 148, and this Protoss, enemy Protoss, is at 66 supply. He lost everything in that battle, and as you can see, I pushed forward with my Roaches to poke a bit and see what they got going with them, and the Terran on the other hand is on about 150, so he's sitting okay, but that clearly went in our favor.
Yeah, as you can see, the Protoss player, his army just then was at 0-0. He didn't actually have anything. I think all he had was, yeah, 52 workers or something, so it's definitely not the best spot to be in.
Not really, considering I have about 11 more Roaches than he does workers at this point, whereas you, BLTdAXn, have got about 90 workers. I'm still sitting at like 41 workers. I've seriously got to work on my economy, but you can see the Terran dude has got a few units there, just chilling down at that base, making sure I'm not getting it up, but, oh, I think we have BLTdAXn moving in as well. Still poking with my roaches at the front.
Alright, and as we can see, this is the sort of stage of the game that you want to try and build up as much sort of production facilities as you can. So this is where you add on the extra gateways and things, because our resources really start to climb up.
Exactly, and
Oh, and TBZ's going for the push at the front. He tried to snap that gold or something, but there was a fairly big army waiting for him. He might have been able to take that, but it's just a bit risky with that siege tank there.
yeah, I think I actually could have probably done quite a bit of damage and survived that, and taken down that expand maybe even. But it was probably always better often than not pulling back,
Yeah,
and
definitely, you can
especially in
always afford to be more
multiplayer
cautious.
twos. Yeah, it's not a good idea to be attacking by yourself most of the time as well, unless you're doing harass, because obviously you're going to be 2v1 at that point. Although I probably could have taken them at that point, that's still irrelevant. So I'm now max at this point. BLTdAXn about 152, but he did lose a lot more than I did in the engagement earlier in the big battle. So
And that's the other thing. As Protoss, you don't really want to get maxed out when you've got this sort of bank behind you. If you build enough gateways, then you can. It's sort of a lot more valuable if you harass. So this is why I'm starting to get some of these warp prisms out. And here we have one dropping in his main here, and you just want to try and do as much sort of multi-pronged harass as you can. Warping in a bunch of zealots there, and I think. Oh, and there's a big engagement in the middle.
yeah, I lose. I think I've almost lost all my roaches here. That they have so many marauders, it just absolutely crushed my roach force. But that doesn't mean I cannot reproduce really quickly. But as you can see, my personal resources and stuff are actually lacking quite a bit at this point, because I needed that third base up, and I've only just got it really functioning quite well now at this point. So BLTdAXn has to try and clean up that as much as he can. But
And those
it's not looking
storms
too
just
good
so
for us at this point compared to before. But yes, that is a huge pivotal moment in that engagement as well. Your storms just absolutely crush so much of their force. Reproducing a few roaches now to deal with this, but they have so many Archons out. It's going to do a lot of splash damage down to those zealots, which is quite irritating.
As
But
we can
I
see,
think
this
I'm
is
gonna
really an
roaches.
all-in for them. We can just produce so quickly, and with all the damage done to their main base, they're not going to be able to recover from this very well. So our aim in this was just sort of take out the army, do as much sort of other damage as we could.
Exactly, and a big thing to look at this point is the upgrades. Now, I might have a lot less resources at this point to build stuff and a lot less units, but I've got 3-3 roach as opposed to this Protoss has 3-1-3, which is actually okay, but the Terran on the other hand is only 2-2, so that's... Oh, he actually only just got 3-3 then, so that kind of just destroyed what I was just saying. But, as you see, BLTdAXn's doing the harass at the top.
This Protoss player, even though he had that 3-1-3, he was building a lot of Archons, and he didn't have the shield upgrade. He had the armor instead, which means that his sort of big damage dealers and tanks, they weren't really able to get that advantage.
It's kind of dumb as well. I kind of didn't really understand the logic in that. If he's building Archons, yeah, like you were saying, you've got to have the shield upgrade at 3 instead of the armor, because obviously the Archon's got like the shield, and then like his health's pretty much irrelevant after that. Just dies so quick. But regardless, they've got a few roaches down there, going to try and do a bit of damage at their gold, because we don't want them to be doing too much mining down there. But it's a bit late in the game now, so 30 minutes in.
And yeah, I'm still just trying to do as much sort of harass as I can with these prisms, warp prisms.
Exactly, doing the same sort of thing with roaches down here in the Terran base. I kind of just ran through and was like, what can I do? I'm kind of stuck now. I have to just kill as much as I can. Turns out I'm kind of able just to attack their mining base.
Yeah, I don't think we knew about this expansion before, so that's always good to know.
Yes, we did not know, which was lucky that I was able to. I think it was actually quite a pivotal moment killing that order command. He probably should have lifted it, but yeah, it was quite useful. But still got BLTdAXn macroing up, building up his army, now at 142 supply, and he has to deal with a base attack down in the below my main, that is, losing quite a few drones. No, sorry, not drones, probes. He's now at 66 drone count opposed to that 90 he was previously at, and I'm still sitting on the same amount of drones.
So yeah, that's sort of closer to what you want late game as Protoss. You don't want you know, all those probes taking up your supply. It's great for reinforcements that you get the income so quickly, but yeah, when you get to late game, it's really more important to have the extra army there.
Exactly. Now, looking at the game itself, we just had a GG pop up from Damien, but as you can see, my supply is only about 116, so I'm not doing too good myself. BLTdAXn is about 126, but the Terran player on the enemy is about 160, so he's topping us both in terms of supply, except his Protoss friend is at about 40 supply, so he's pretty much out of the game. Except, as you can see, the pivotal thing is the mine bases. So taking out this bottom right Terran's orbital commander was like huge, because now he has a long distance mine, he hasn't got the extra mules, my top base on the left has a huge amount of resources there to gather, and BLTdAXn just absolutely shredding the resource gathering, especially in below that top left base of mine, so we just have too many bases.
Yeah, and this was sort of a bit of a strange move for me, taking their base here. I'd say that's more their base than our base, but yeah, I guess we were just so ahead at that point that you can put cannons up, and if they want to attack into it, they might, you know, just get crushed.
Yeah, exactly. And but that, I mean, this last push from the Terran was kind of all he really had left. And there goes the, yeah, that pretty much went everything. There's a lot of medevacs, but what's that going to do without any other units? And that pretty much sums up the game.
Yeah. I'm just
and
finishing
that was
off now. Ooh, he was able to take out some of my Colossi. That's definitely good, but it's definitely not going to bring him back. And there
exactly
everything, and GG.
Yep, there goes the GG. That is a good game, and we managed to pull through there. Surprised myself when we actually won that game, because I really, from the like 25 to 35 minute mark, I was kind of like, I didn't really have any resources to build any army whatsoever. I only just got like a few roaches out there at the end, but I was just spending and spending and spending, and literally had so much gas but no minerals. As you know, it's 75 minerals and 25 gas for a roach, so gas is not very heavily used.
Alright, well, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in game number 3.
Game number 3, we will see you guys then. This is TBZ.
Yeah, and BLTdAXn, thanks for watching.